Okay, now we're back. We wanted to do an IK handle, inverse kinematics handle. This allows us to move the arm. And we went to skeleton, create IK handle. In our settings were set to rotate plane solver. And oh, it went away. Let's try it again. Create IK handle. What? It's doing it again. Skeleton, IK handle. Oh, interesting. Oh, now it's back. So now with this target, I have a target, and you're going to click on the shoulder joint and on the wrist joint. And again, try to click on the little lines. So I'm going to click on the lines of the shoulder joint. I'm going to click the skeleton, and then I'm going to click on the wrist joint, and there. It added, I don't know if you can see it, but it added a triangle, or you can see a triangle, and this is what a inverse kinematic control does. If I pull on this, you see how now I have my elbow. Oops. Make sure I get the IK handle. And I can go and move my arm around. Okay, I'm going to undo all that. There. And let's see, what do we do next? We're going to rename this IK handle. And we're going to name it, we're going to call it a left wrist. So in your, on the outliner, we're going to change the name of this IK handle to, we're going to double click and change it to, what is that? Is that the left arm? So I'm going to add the word underscore left wrist. How's that? Okay. So now I'm going to zoom out. And okay. Now, what we're going to animate, actually controls. We're going to animate the controls, but so we need to add controls that these controls are going to move the skeleton. So we actually are not animating the skeleton, we're going to animate the controls. So we're going to go, and these controls are invisible to the render because it's just 1D, right? They don't have dimension to it. So right here on the top shelf, you're gonna click on curves and surfaces, and we're gonna use a circle. These circles have no depth, but you can see them. You can't render them. They won't show up in the camera. So we're going to first set this to interactive creation. Again, we're going to go to create, nurse primitive, and make sure interactive creation is set. If that's not set, all your stuff is going to appear in the origin, but we want to draw them. All right. So we're going to go to the side view and draw our first control. Go to the side view, and we're going to add a wrist control. So I'm going to click on the circle and draw a circle here on the side view of the side view. Okay. Now there's several ways I can connect this. I can use my snap, or I can use some sort of a parenting. So I'm going to try the parenting because it's kind of difficult to figure out where is my wrist. I can't see it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to name this control, this circle, I'm going to name it left arm control. All right, is that the left? Yeah, that is the left, right? So I'm going to rename it in my, right here's the name of this circle. It says nerve circle, number 1. So I'm going to call it left underscore arm underscore control. And this is what's going to control my animation. Hit return. And I'm going to zoom out. And okay. Now, because like I said, it's very difficult to find out where the wrist is. Let me try go this on perspective here. It's very hard to hit right on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to parent it, which is going to move my circle exactly onto the IK. And you notice here on the outliner, there's my arm control and there's my IK left wrist. They're right next to each other. So it's kind of handy. I know exactly where they are. So I'm going to first select my control in my outliner. Now, if I'm selecting in the perspective view, if I want to do a multi-select, I hold the shift. If I want to do a multi-select on the outliner, I hold the command key. So I want to multi-select. First, I do the control circle, hold down the command key, and so click on the IK, the left wrist IK, and I want to parent this. So I'm going to hit the P to parent. That actually, you notice that the circle has not moved at all. And my whole intent was to move the circle right onto the wrist. So now I'm going to go into the channel box. And I'm going to change my translate X, Y, and Z to 0. That's going to move it straight. It's going to move my circle control to the wrist. Right? So I'm going to highlight X, Y, and Z. Type in 0. Hit return. And you notice that the circle has now moved to my IK handle. It's actually on the same point. See that? Yeah, so if I stop it? Okay, I'll stop.